Hey, that's me, Alex, from IT Magic, with my usual review of the most interesting AWS news. So let's get started. The first one, which I selected, is about Amazon Inspector. The news says that Amazon Inspector currently supports code scanning of Lambda functions. So what is this service about? It is actually very simple, but very efficient. It scans all your Docker images, all your servers, and creates a list of all software you have installed. After it compares versions of this software with a well-known vulnerability list, which is published over internet regularly. And if it finds that you have something which is vulnerable, it notifies you, and if possible, provides remediation. Usually, all problems could be solved by just upgrading the software. While it may sound simple, and it is really simple, this is very important because by statistics, approximately 80% of all security breaches were related to some piece of software not being upgraded when it had to be upgraded. Because we are all people and people tend to forget some things. That's why we need such systems, which are automated and which are reminding us to do the proper things. So now this service, Amazon Inspector, supports additional functionality. It can scan your Lambda functions and find potential vulnerabilities in them. The second news is about AWS Config. It's pretty cool service too. I love it. And the news says that AWS Config now supports 21 more additional resource types. So what is this service about? It keeps track of it actually creates inventory of all your resources, and it keeps track of all changes which you apply to those resources, you or your workers, your staff, or anyone. So at any point of time, you can check what has been happening with this or that resource, who changed, what has been changed, and when. And potentially you can do something in the automated or semi-automated way. At least you can be notified, but if you would like so, AWS Config can do something. For example, if someone has launched an EC2 instance and he misconfigured firewall, which lead to this instance being not protected, AWS Config will detect that, and as a remediation can shut down the server, for example, and notify you. So there are lots of possible uses for AWS Config. It has pre-configured controls for all well-known compliance framework. So it has controls for HIPAA, for PCI DSS, for NIST, for SOC, for ISO, and more, lots of different frameworks. So you can enable them, and it will notify you if you are not compliant. It will help you to fix it. And the last but not least is AWS Fault Injection Simulator. While this service is very cool, lots of people are not aware of it at all, completely. I don't know why. So what it does, it actually can introduce some artificial problems in your network. It can simulate real-world problems which you think, which you plan, which you hope that your system will survive, but it might not be the truth. So the good idea is to check. The good idea is to simulate, for example, network packet loss, or high hard drive pressure, or high CPU load, or something else. It can do lots of things and see what happens. Will your system function as you planned, as it is intended to function, or not? If not, you can fix it, you can change some settings and retry your testing. So what this news says, it says that AWS Fault Injection Simulator is now capable of introducing such artificial problems inside Amazon Managed Kubernetes and AWS ECS, which is cool because, for instance, we are using EKS and ECS almost every day. 99% of our clients are using either EKS, either ECS. So this is a very nice feature, and we are going to try it soon. Hey, that's all for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a message. Bye.